Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back. So I hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. Comic-Con is in like 3 weeks. It's actually in like less than 3 weeks. And so I thought because for these next 3 weeks, there's going to be a lot of hype being built up. There's a lot of excitement, obviously, for the Walking Dead Season 10 finale. I thought I would start by re-looking at the actual trailer for the finale because they released two things. They released the opening minutes, which featured Maggie's return. So all of that we'll see there in the opening minutes, and it'll cut into like the sequence or the opening credits, I guess, which would just play the Walking Dead theme. And then afterwards, it's going to get into some stuff that we see in the other trailer. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I was really watching the trailer because if I was going to do a video on it, I want to bring something new to it. And so I kept watching it and I analyzed every single shot. And it took me a long time to do this, but there's little things here and there that I never noticed before. And I started putting pieces together and I can kind of see how certain things, or at least certain storylines, might get wrapped up in the finale. And you can kind of see it with this group that's going to leave the hospital and they're going to go somewhere. But we'll talk about that right away. Like I said, Comic-Con is in less than 3 weeks from now. I think they might have their panel on Friday. I'm pretty sure they usually have it on a Friday. So they might have it that Friday still, which is, yeah, like I said, exciting. And so over these next 3 weeks, I don't know if we're going to learn any more details, but there might be something new that does come out. They might be saving all of it for Comic-Con, but there might be like images released for the finale. There might be other things to hype up this event to get people to watch, to build up all that excitement. I imagine the week of for sure. I think like usually for Comic-Con, they'll do interviews with Entertainment Weekly and stuff like that. So that's always fun to read through and stuff. They might do the same thing. They might give more details on the finale, talk about season 11. Anyways, we're probably going to get new footage there. I would expect them to release some kind of new footage anyways. We're going to learn more casting news potentially for season 11. That one there, I'm not completely sure on, but they could do that. Like if they're working on season 11, they could tease it and then we'll get something there, maybe. I think for sure we're going to learn the release date for the finale because Kirkman has already talked about the fact that he knows dates. And so I think they're just going to announce the release date then for sure. We'll get footage, a release date for sure, and there might be more surprises. So that's why I wanted to revisit this because my excitement for this finale is coming back because in just 3 weeks from now, we're probably going to see new footage and learn of the release date. I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later because, well, for obvious reasons, right? We are running out of Sundays this year. I think there's like 20-something Sundays left. There might be 25, 26 Sundays left. Remember, there's 8 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead season 6 because they never finished the second half. So that's 8 episodes for the first half that have to air this year. There's 10 for World Beyond and then 1 for the finale. So in total, that's 19 weeks or 19 Sundays. And if we're at like 25 Sundays left, 26 Sundays or something like that, by the time Comic-Con comes around, we'll be at like 23 Sundays maybe. 22 or 23, but also I really doubt they're going to air any Walking Dead content around Christmas. So subtract like 2 weeks from there, minimum 2 to 3 weeks around there. And we're basically at like 20 weeks, 19, 20, 21 weeks around there. So with that rough estimate, because we have 19 Sundays of Walking Dead material left, they could combine premieres with finales and shorten that, but we have to get something at least in August for sure. And I think we're going to get either Fear the Walking Dead or Worlds Beyond. They could even air the finale if they wanted to. The season 10 finale, they could air it in July or in August if they wanted to. But I think that's probably going to be a fall thing. I'm thinking October, so that's like 3 months from now, which really isn't that long. We've waited like 3 months, right? So we're like halfway there at the most, maybe almost halfway there if they're going to air it in November. It's coming, guys. Like it is coming. We're going to get new footage right away. So anyways, I've been rambling way too long here. The point is I'm excited again. So I went through the trailer here, and I guess I should say that this will contain spoilers for The Walking Dead Season 10, I guess episode 15 and episodes beforehand, but I'm sure most of you guys have already watched that. And also, I guess I should mention, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram to get, I guess, faster updates on things, if they announce something for Comic-Con, new footage or anything like that, I'll post something on there, a reaction or something on there first. So that's just at Music Man on Terrace Street. The link for that should be down below. But I was rewatching this trailer, and the one thing that really stood out, and I don't know if I'm right about this, I can't pinpoint one person that might be there, but Gabriel says, and I don't know why I never talked about this in my actual trailer breakdown, Gabriel says their plan is to have 4 groups and 2 in each group. So there are 8 people in total that are leaving. 8 people that are going to be leaving this hospital, and I imagine they're just going to try and lure the horde somewhere else, make, a bunch of noise and stuff somewhere else to lead people over there. Maybe they're going to the ocean. That could be the plan. This could be something we learn if they release new footage during Comic-Con, is exactly what their plan is. I feel like leading all of them to Oceanside makes a lot of sense. And they're not going to obviously have a ton of people doing it. 8 people and 4 groups and 2 in each group. That makes a lot of sense. You're going to cover more ground like that, which is kind of interesting because that means we're going to be getting at least 4 different storylines. There might be different groups that kind of combine together, but 4 separate events will happen. If Daryl and Negan are together, you know who's going to follow them, right? Beta. Beta's going to follow them. So if Daryl and Negan are together, Beta's going to be there. And so if Carol's with someone else, something else is going to happen there. And so, yeah, I mean, you get my point, right? And so what I tried to do is predict who these people are going to be in this group, because there's 4 groups, 2 in each group. So who is this going to be? Well, one of them for sure was already confirmed in the trailer. It's Jules and Luke. I imagine they're both going to stick together because, I mean, they've been kind of connected all season. I think this makes sense. I think we're going to have these 2 characters connected together. And then there's also, I think, Daryl and Negan. Negan, the only reason why I think he's going to be here is because I don't think you're going to want to leave him alone, especially because Negan versus Beta has to happen. And if Daryl's going to go out there and he's far away from the hospital, I mean, Beta's going to follow Daryl, and we only have like, what, 40, 50 minutes or something of runtime. And out of all the characters there, who's going to go with Daryl? Well, I think Negan. I think it's weird that Negan's not even in the trailer at all, but that could be on purpose. But I think that Negan is going to be paired with Daryl because Daryl's going to want to watch over him. And I think that obviously makes sense. You want to have those 2 characters together. I also think it's kind of a nod or an Easter egg, I guess, to the comic where Rick and Negan were together. They were facing this Walker horde during the same part in the story. So having those 2 characters together makes a lot of sense. Now, there's other characters that we see. We see Carol, and then we also see Kelly. So who are they going to be with? I mean, they could just be together, but there's 2 other mystery characters. With one of them, I think I know who it is, and I think it's Patrice from Oceanside, just because we have this shot here of her, and it's hard to tell if it's her or not, but it kind of looks like her, right? And the reason why I'm thinking it is her is because there's this shot here of Judith and Gabriel and Rachel from Oceanside. Now, the shot before this, I think you see doors moving, like they're coming, like the walkers or whisperers are coming through the doors, and then they cut to this shot here, and Judith is saying they're coming through, or it's something like that anyways. I think this is a trick here. I don't think this is happening here just because we see a shot later on of Daryl saying goodbye to Judith, and then he leaves. And we know that when they open this door and they go through this, or they leave the hospital, that all these walkers enter this room, that there are no whisperers here, at least, like not in the front here. There's no whisperers. There's just walkers that are going to come in. And so I think after this, they just kind of back up a little bit. And then Judith just says that because they made it through. And then we'll just see the walkers hitting the door and stuff, right? Because they're gone. Like, they're in the middle of this. They're forced to deal with this now, right? So I think Patrice is here. So Patrice could be with Kelly or Carol. I mean, it doesn't really matter who she's with. I think Patrice is going to be with Kelly or with Carol here. And the reason why I really do think she's here is just because Rachel's here. And I think this is just a trick shot. I think the editing is a little weird here. And yeah, I think Patrice is one of them. But the other one, I really don't know. I'm kind of thinking Lydia a little bit just because we have this shot here of Lydia with Carol, but I'm also kind of thinking like Lydia doesn't look like she's ready to go out and fight and deal with all of that. So I'm kind of thinking, well, why keep her there? Then again, who is she going to really be paired with? So maybe Lydia and Carol are together, or maybe, I don't know. So I don't know. I'm leaving this open. I don't really know who else they can choose. They can kind of, I mean, maybe it's like Diane or something like that, really, right? They can kind of choose whoever they want, I guess. But this last character, I don't really know. I'm kind of just going with Lydia because I don't see any footage of her with Gabriel when stuff is happening. She could just be with Judith and RJ and stuff, right? Because I'm pretty sure RJ is there too. But these are the groups, in my opinion. Like Gabriel said, there's going to be 4 groups with 2 in each group. I think Jules and Luke are going to be in one group. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen there. They both could die, or maybe Jules just dies, and because they're kind of setting something up there between Jules and Luke. I think one of them's going to die for sure, and I'm kind of like leaning more on Jules, just because, I mean, it could be Luke too. Luke was only introduced last season. They said a lot of people are going to die in this finale, so, I mean, just pick whoever, right, in that scenario. With Daryl and Negan, if they are paired together, obviously they're both surviving. With Carol, and depending on who she's with, say it's Lydia or Diane, I mean, if it's Diane, she could die, which would be sad. If it's Lydia, I think she's going to survive, and obviously Carol is going to survive. Now with Kelly and Patrice, unless Patrice is with Carol, whatever, I think Kelly's going to survive because I think the reason why she's out there could be connected to Connie. Maybe she finds Connie out there. There could be something there. And Patrice, I mean, they could really, I mean, they can kill her off too. So yeah, that's kind of my general prediction there. Obviously, these groups going out there, they're not all going to make it. Someone's going to die here. And so I think it's either going to be Patrice, maybe the unknown character if it is Diane, and Jules. So I guess for sure there, I would say that Patrice and Jules will probably die here. Could be Luke too, but I'm going to go with Patrice and Jules for now. We do see Carol putting a knife in her sleeve at one point in the trailer, so I think this might come into play when she's actually out there in the Horde. Maybe we'll get like a No Way Out 2.0 event where someone gets too scared and is crying or something, and then Whispers attack, or something happens to someone and Carol's forced to put them down or kill the walkers or Whispers or something. There's a reason that's there. Carol will use that knife at some point in the episode. We also see Carol and Lydia together, and I think Lydia's probably going to question her about her mom. I think they'll talk through some of that stuff, like, are you happy now that my mom's dead? Or, you know, go through some stuff like that. And I think they're going to go through some of the unresolved stuff with Carol, you know, because Carol set up Lydia for Gamma to find out that she was still alive. There's still all of that there. So this is the finale. I think they're going to wrap some of that stuff up. There's also this shot here of Judith, Gabriel, and Rachel. And like I said, I think this is a trick shot, or it's a trick editing, whatever. The trailer is edited in a way where it's trying to make you think that they're reacting to the doors opening. But I think they're reacting to like them leaving and the walkers just entering the room, because Rachel's there. She probably said goodbye to Patrice. Like, that just makes sense. And so I think these shots here of walkers, or maybe Whisperers coming through, it's probably Whisperers too, obviously, coming through. I think it's related to Gabriel loading the shotgun, because Gabriel's going to be a boss in this episode, because I think he's going to die. So he's going to go out, you know, guns a-blazing. This one here, I have a hard time hearing what he's saying. Beta is either saying begin or Negan. And I think a lot of you guys in my trailer video said he was saying begin. It doesn't really matter, because like Negan is who Beta wants. It's the reason he's there. It's all he wants. He just wants to take him out. Obviously, he wants to take everybody else out, but he really wants to kill him because obviously Negan was responsible for killing Alpha. So again, I do just find it weird that Negan's not in the trailer at all. It's, you know, like, why not feature him in this trailer? I hope we see him in some of the new footage that they probably will release during Comic-Con, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. We do have a shot here of Eugene. He says it's too late. So I'm thinking this shot here of them arriving to the train yard, I think they arrived way too late. And so they make it here, and I guess it's been maybe some time. No one's around yet. Obviously, if you did read the comics, you know what happens here. I'm not going to spoil it too much here, but they are around. I'll give that hint. The Commonwealth are around. And so I think this just is more proof that the reveal of the Commonwealth is going to happen later in the episode because of the bicycle footage beforehand. There are some other night shots and stuff, so I think it's going to happen way later in the episode. It might not be the very end. Like, the very end might be them returning or something and, like, having Commonwealth troops defeat the Whisperers or something. They could do something really crazy like that. That would be different from the comics, but would be kind of cool. But for sure, I think the ending will be somehow surrounding the Commonwealth and that introduction. Like, that's going to be the big setup for season 11. And so I think in the next trailer, if we do see anything, it's going to be about some of the other things. I think we're going to see Negan and Daryl together. I think we're going to see a lot more of, I guess, those four groups within the Horde. We'll learn some more stuff there. We might learn more about this mysterious, like, scythe person. And I think that's roughly going to be it. I don't think we'll see much of Maggie. I think that's going to be saved. And there could be some stuff with the Commonwealth. Like, we might not see Maggie, but they might tease the Commonwealth. So that's something to be excited for. In 3 weeks, we might get our first official look at a Commonwealth soldier, right? I mean, what better way to hype up the season 10 finale? Show that, announce a release date, people are going to be freaking out. But overall, this trailer was just a lot of fun to watch. It makes me really miss the finale. I miss The Walking Dead. We're in a really weird place because usually, obviously, we would have watched the full season by now and are expecting new footage, like a season 11 trailer in 3 weeks. And then in 3 months from now, get season 11. But we're probably only going to be getting one episode of The Walking Dead this year. There's going to be a lot more Walking Dead with the other shows and stuff, so it's not like there's going to be nothing. World Beyond's actually kind of exciting because I'm sure they're gonna be dropping a lot of Rick Grimes Easter eggs, so I'm really hyped for that. But yeah, we have that to look forward to right now, right? Like we won't have The Walking Dead season 11 most likely, but at least we have World Beyond, which is setting up the Rick Grimes movie and then the finale at some point. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure to post all of your reactions down below to the trailer. And what do you hope to see during Comic-Con? What are your Comic-Con predictions? And also, what are your Comic-Con trailer predictions? Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.